It's 7 a.m. Coffee hasn't been made yet. If this battery dies, I'm toast. Today I'm on a mission. Can this 2048 watt-hour battery run my 36-foot travel trailer? For how long can it run my 36-foot travel trailer? We are currently in southern Arizona and it is winter, and the temperature today is going to be a high of 60. So that means no air conditioning, so it's already got a running head start, but I'm going to need to make coffee in the morning. I'm going to need to run the fan on my propane furnace. I'm going to need to run all my lights. I'm going to need some entertainment like my television and that kind of stuff. All your usual accoutrement that you need for your weekend camping trip. And I want to see how long this will last with the solar panels. I'm going to get this thing set up. We're going to start the clock. Let's go. So this is the backside of the RV, and we are going to put it into the little storage compartment down there. It fits in there pretty nicely. I'll have the solar panels coming in on the one side and the RV power cord coming in on the other side. And then this is going to be the path of the sun through the sky. So I'm going to have as much southern exposure as I can here in the back of the RV scenario. We're going to lose some hour, maybe two at the end of the day. And then we're going to pick it up kind of early in the morning. Let me show you the shade pattern right now. So there is the power station. You can kind of see the sunny area here, and then we get down into shade in this area, and that shade is going to creep up on us and remove all of it. But the only place I have to put the solar panels really is right here to get them all the exposure I can throughout the day. And then to give everything its fair fighting chance here, I am up here on the front of the RV, and this is my two 100 amp hour batteries. I did a video on that as well. I'll leave that linked in the description down below for you. I'm gonna disconnect these batteries, so I'm not using solar power to charge a power station to charge two more batteries, which would then extend the runtime. You can do that, but it kind of invalidates the whole purpose of the test here. So we'll get these covers off. That works. And I'll get this battery disconnected. For solar panels, I've got the All Powers 400 watt solar foldable portable array system. This is 37.4 volts, 400 watts. Open circuit voltage is 45.3, but this presents itself pretty much as a 36 volt panel. Short circuit is 11.45. Maximum power output is going to be 37.4 volts. Maximum power current is going to be about 10.6 amps. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing all plugged into the battery. I've got the battery fully charged up. And for those of you that want to do some comparison math, the way this thing maths out, this power station from AFERY, it is about a 170.6 amp hour battery compared to the two 100 amp hour batteries, which makes 200 amp hours on the front of the RV. These things are always fun to set up, but I've got a little bit of a trick that I run. Where's the clamp? There's the clamp. Pop open the clamp, figure out which way the fold out legs fold out. And then what you do is you stand it up, because this is going to stand up in kind of this orientation. Pull out your leg and open it up, and it is ready to sit down on that first leg. I'm going to get this in as close as I can to get even more sun. And then second leg, and now it's standing up on its own, and I can work with this next panel and so on until it's fully extended, fully opened up for you. And that way the panel's doing all the heavy lifting of keeping itself upright. My solar panel has the typical MC4 connectors on it, and the power station comes with MC4 to XT90. And then on the side of the power station, you can see the XT90 plug. We'll plug her in. There we go. And she starts to come to life, but she's fully charged, so let's see what we get. 100% and input of 0 watts, which is what I fully expect to get out of this thing, because you can't put any power into a fully charged power station. And so now the question is, when my wife leaves, I'm gonna unplug the RV and plug it into the power station. Will she notice? How long will we last? That kind of thing. So I'll have to come back when I can get it plugged in when she's not here. And she's away. I can get to work now. Out with the shore power, and then we plug it in. And then one more thing. Got to turn on the AC. All right, we've got output of almost 200 watts. She's going. It says 12 hours of output remaining, but that's all going to change throughout the day as more stuff gets used and some stuff settles down and all that jazz. And the experiment is afoot. Don't forget that the solar panels are also going to be adding in some charge while we are discharging. So I don't think we're going to get a full 400 watts out, because that's not how the sun's working. And the furnace kicked in. We don't need the furnace on right now. I had some of the windows open because it was actually getting warm from the sun. Let's take a look. If you guys remember, this thing has Bluetooth in it. So I need to start up my screen recorder. All right, there we are. Found it, we're connecting to it. Okay, so total output 192 watts, total input of 0 watts. It just hasn't discharged enough. It's still at 100%. So it's not gonna be pulling any power in from the sun at this point. We'll check back in a little bit. I got some stuff to do, which is gonna use some power. All right, so I just got finished filming a video where I installed a completely new operating system on a little mini PC. So I had all the studio lights going, I had the cameras going, I had the PC powering up and down, I copied files, all kinds of stuff. And we are now looking at the app here, and I'm showing 66 watts in from the solar. We've taken 10% out of the battery to do that. And we've got 1 day, 3 hours remaining, 98 watts coming out, 65 watts going in. So we are at a deficit, and the sun went behind a cloud. That's why we're not getting a whole lot of solar. So our panels are completely shaded by clouds right now, and we're still getting 65 watts in. This is why you got to size up on panels. Reporting live on scene at the battery depletion. It's time to eat lunch. I've got some leftover Mexican food. I'm sticking it in the microwave. Let's see what the over-under is on this. 53 watts input from the cloudy, overcast sky, and 102 watts output just running the background radiation. Let's do a minute and a half. There we go. What does it say? A little bit of a delay on the app. 257. Come on. Come on. There we go. 1461 watts. It's going to suck some power out of that battery. Whew, but that's 1460 watts for a minute and a half, not 1460 watts for an hour. That would actually take about half of the 2048 watt hours out of the battery. I wish there was more solar right now. This wouldn't hurt so much watching the clock run out so we can see what it says is left. Right now we're at 86%. It's probably still going to be at 86% when we're done. Coming down the wire, 85%. Down to 100 watts of background radiation, 85%. So what was that? A total of 1%, maybe 2%? Not bad. Big batteries have small percentage movements. Why did I have to pick a day that didn't have a whole lot of sun? Take a look at this. Currently the top few inches of the panels are getting sun. We're getting about 33 watts in, mostly because it is straight overcast. And now the sun is low enough that this big fence here is casting a shadow on my panels. Womp womp. Well, how's this for some lighting? Obviously it is dark. It is currently 6:15. We have 0 watts in from the non-existent sun anymore. We got 48% in the battery, 3 hours, 55 minutes, and 215 watts out. I'm setting up a new computer. I'm doing OS updates. I've got some lights on. We just finished making some dinner. 12-volt fridge. Heater's not even on. The propane fan's not even on. I really don't think this is going to last the night. Need more battery. And more solar. Because if we had solar all day today with real good exposure and not overcast crap, then we would have started out the evening with probably a lot more than 48% in the battery. But once we start turning off lights and turning off other stuff, then that 3 hours, 54 minutes is going to turn into probably 5 hours or so, which still isn't enough to run overnight. Overnight we'll have the propane furnace and we will have the 12-volt refrigerator. And that's about it. Not looking good. More to come. Well, that's how it's starting. Got to recharge it, 23% remaining, and it'll warm up. It's only pulling 20. It'll start pulling close to 1500 here soon. But you can see behind me, it is another overcast day, which means not a whole lot of sun. The forecast says it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy, which is supposed to mean more sun than clouds. But what did us in last night was the microwave and me not sharing the secret mission, the plan. I want to see how long we can last and not know that we're on battery power. And the microwave killed us. My wife made some hot tea last night, and if you guys live in an RV, sometimes it freezes and your water pipes are just fully exposed. So you have to disconnect sometimes. And without water, you can't go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So what I do is I fill up the kettle and I use that to pour into the toilet. The kettle doesn't touch the toilet, it's perfectly okay. to make sure that we get a good flush and a good seal on our toilet in the middle of the night. And that was filled with water, so she just heated up a cup of hot water in the microwave instead for 2 cups of tea. And microwave's about 1,000 watts each time it runs, and we ran it 3 or 4 times yesterday, plus all the rest of the stuff. So I'm gonna recharge this thing. It's now saying an hour until it's fully charged, and we'll try again. All right, it has been an hour. Let's get out here and take a look at where our state of charge is. We're at 88%. Ooh, 1,000 watts input still. We got another 20 minutes to go. But there is my sun for the day, completely behind all the clouds. So I think the better part of wisdom today is to get this thing fully charged and get it set up and wait for a sunny day, because we already know that no sun equals no joy. Another day, another attempt. We have got good sun, no clouds. It's amazing. That means we got good sun on the solar panels. I am already plugged in and we are outputting 81 watts, 100% battery life there. Probably hard to see in the sun, but it is a glorious cloud-free day, and it's 12:30 right now, so we'll see how long we can last. Hopefully we get enough sunlight. That's right behind me. Hopefully we get enough sunlight onto the panels, into the battery, to help us get through the night. Time for me to go run the microwave and reheat some lunch, because I made some chili verde pork yesterday. All right, microwave is done with the lunch. 2 minutes of microwave to reheat some food, and we're getting 330 watts, woohoo! 400 watt panel, 330 watts in from the sun, and 120 of background radiation. We use 2% of battery. I'm a happy camper so far. She turned on the air fryer. Uh-oh. All right, the air fryer's pulling 1,535 watts.
Oh, you got a battery on.
Oh, now she knows. The cat's out of the bag.
Smart ass.
All right, another day, another experiment. Yesterday, we had good sun, but for some reason, the panels that I'm using aren't very well shade tolerant. We were getting 40 watts out when the panels were about 50% shaded, which has a lot to do with afternoon sun and obviously shade and so on. So I moved the panels to the roof. That'll get us more hours of sunlight on the panel itself. And the sun is still a little bit behind the tree for me, but you can see that those panels are almost full sun. It's a little bit shady over here. Hopefully this will get us more sun. What I wound up with was about 2.5 hours of battery power remaining at bedtime, which is not enough to get us through coffee the next morning, which would then get us to sunlight, which would then start the recharge cycle. However, it is freaking awesome that this thing is powerful enough to run the air fryer. I was not really expecting that. Wasn't expecting to use the air fryer. Also wasn't expecting it to just work. So a couple of rounds with the microwave, the round with the air fryer, which was a duration of time. And we only had 2.5 hours, which is fantastic for running all day long and consuming out of the battery and putting some back in from solar. But we need more solar for this, or we need more batteries, or we need more both. But that's what this experiment's all about. It is currently 3 p.m. and we're still getting some power input of 115 watts, which means it's not technically 100% charged, but 3 p.m. at 100% is hopefully going to make it last through the night. Experiment successful so far? Question mark? So there is a super cool full moon behind me tonight. That's pretty awesome. I think we might have a successful evening ahead of us. We've got 13 hours, 52 minutes, almost 14 hours left. We're pulling 65 watts out. The heater's not running right now, and neither is anything else. So we should make it through the night. Famous last words. Well, we reached the final morning of the experiment, and I don't think we're going to get any better than this with this battery capacity and this solar capacity and this amount of sunlight. 5% is not bad. So we made it one full day, plus a couple of meals, plus the entire overnight, plus, you know, entertainment, internet, television, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Charging phones, charging watches, charging all the other life standards, life things. She worked. This battery pack, this solar generator, this power station, whatever you want to call it, over the course of this experiment and the previous video, powered my air conditioner with a soft start, it powered the air fryer, it powered the microwave, it powered the propane furnace, it kept the 12-volt refrigerator running, it got all the lights, it got the internet router, it got the computers that I was doing various different video projects on, all of the video editing sessions, and things along those lines, and handled it like a pro. The only problem was capacity, and AFERY has capacity expanders. This is a 2048 watt hour battery pack, and the expansion series, if I got every single one of the expanders, would be 10,000 something watt hours, ridiculous amounts of power. I think between that and then in order to get it recharged, I wonder how much solar I would need to recharge that. You got to assume 5 hours worth of solar a day on 400 watts times 5 hours is 20,000 watts. I don't do math on camera. So that's 100% perfect solar conditions, 100% perfect tilt angle and everything. So I'd go with 800 watts of solar minimum, and then I would size up to handle cloudy days or imperfect sun polarization or whatever you want to call it. Can be done. But the better part of wisdom, and you guys have probably been saying this all along, is don't use big things like an air fryer or a microwave or a coffee maker or anything like that. I totally get it. I have lasted a week in the desert on 200 amp hours worth of battery on the tongue of the trailer. 200 amp hours is 2,400 watts-ish, whatever the math works out to be. Yeah, heat up your water with propane, run your propane furnace, cook on the stove, cook outside on the grill, charcoal grill, propane grill, campfire, all that jazz. Get a little more primitive with it, but that wasn't the goal of this video. And I know you can also take regular, I could have taken the two 200 amp hour batteries on the front of the RV and plugged them into the input port on the side of the power station, and that would have given me the additional power that I needed, but that wasn't the experiment. Overall, I am extremely happy with this, and she never noticed. It's awesome. I had to tell her this morning. She's like, oh, that's what you were doing. I was wondering, I know you were testing batteries, but I didn't know we were doing everything on the battery. So overall, 50% success rate. And if I would had the extra batteries and the bigger solar panels, 100% success rate. So there's hope. I will leave links in the description down below for more information on the solar panels that I used and the power station that I used. And I do have a different power station from a different company and a battery expansion pack. So I'm going to try that out in the next video. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel for that one. In the meantime, I got a video right over here I think you'll enjoy next. I'll see you over there.